Hi there. I thought I'd show you how to do standard deviation, but instead of using all the symbols, I was going to start using words instead. Now, usually in these standard deviation questions, the first thing you're asked to do is to add up. The first thing you're asked to do is to find the mean, which you do by adding up all these numbers and then dividing them by the number of numbers that there are. So when you add them all up, you get 21, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so the mean is 21 over 6, which is equal to 3.5. Now, when you are trying to do the standard deviation, you're going to look at the formulas that you're given, and the formula that you're given is that the standard deviation is a square root symbol with a fraction in it, and on the bottom of the fraction there is the number of things that there are, take away 1, and on the top of the fraction there is the sum of the squares of the deviations from the mean. But people find all these symbols a bit distracting, so I'm going to erase them and put words there instead. Number of things, take away 1, sum of squares of deviations. So what are the deviations? The deviations are the difference between the data point and the mean. So the deviation of 2.5 away from 3.5 is -1 because it's 1 less. So I'm going to try and find the sum of the squares of the deviations. So first of all, we have the data, which I shall write down: 2.5, 4.5, 3.1, terrible line, and now I want to write down the deviations. So 2.5 is 1 less than the mean, so it has a deviation of -1. 4.5 is 1 more than the mean, so it has a deviation of 1. 3.7 is 0.2 more, yeah, 0.2. 3.1 is 0.4 less. 3.8 is 0.3 more, and 3.4 is 0.1 less. So these are the deviations, and now I want the deviations squared. -1 squared is 1, 1 squared is 1, 0.2 squared is 0.04. Don't worry about the minuses, because when you square things it's always going to be a positive answer. So that one is 0.16, 0.09 and 0.01. And now you have to add those up, and you get 21. Do you? No. No, you don't get 21, you get 2.3. Looking at my answer there, when you add all those up you get 2.3. So that is the sum of the squares of the deviations. So the standard deviation is equal to the sum of the squares of the deviations, 2.3, over the number of things there are, take away 1. In the marking guidelines, they want you to write 6 take away 1 to sort of prove that you know what you're doing. So rather than just jump in with 5, I'm going to write 6 take away 1 there. And then I'll put that in the calculator. You can type in a square root symbol and then a fraction symbol, and then on the top put 2.3 and on the bottom put 6 take away 1. And then press SD if you don't get a nice decimal answer. And the answer that you get is 0.678. And there's quite a lot of extra decimal places there. Maybe I'll just write them down. And then I'll round it to, they want 3 decimal places. ... So that's the final answer with 3 decimal places. And I hope that made standard deviation a little easier, using words instead of symbols. Thanks for listening. Bye.